Check out our show schedule, updated weekly at rainieravenue.radio.world.
November is American Indian Heritage Month, so please join Rainier Avenue Radio.world to celebrate all month long the history, the contributions, and the accomplishments of our first Americans. Again, please stay tuned to Rainier Avenue Radio.world to celebrate and honor American Indians during American Indian Heritage Month.
This is Monique Lee from the Afternoons with Monique show. I'm also the owner of Seattle Love Broker, a relationship consulting and matchmaking company. Tune in every Thursday afternoon.
Maybe I should turn off mute.
To listen to intriguing, informative, and entertaining guests share stories of their past and vision for the future of our community.
This is Karen Z with Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and we want to hear from you. Our goal is to amplify and share the diverse voices of Southeast Seattle residents. Do you know of an engaged community member who should be featured in a community spotlight? Tell us about them. Do you know of an upcoming family-friendly, educational, or cultural event coming up? Tell us about it. If you have news to share, contact us by emailing rainieravenue.radio.world@gmail.com. Once again, please email us at rainieravenue.radio.world@gmail.com.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. Join me every week to get information on activities and issues that impact the lives of older adults and their families. That's Seniors Matter every week on Rainier Avenue Radio.
And welcome to our live studio audience for another exciting edition of Did You Know? And here we go with round one. Did you know?
The COVID vaccine is free and easy to get. You don't need insurance or an appointment to get your vaccine. Vaccines are available at many locations near you.
And now we're going to double the value. Did you know?
The COVID-19 vaccine is always free of cost. You can visit pharmacies, community health centers, and other health providers in your neighborhood.
And now for the lightning round. Did you know?
The Delta variant of COVID is a mutation that has health experts worried because it's twice as contagious.
Then for our finale. Did you know?
The best way to protect yourself from the COVID Delta variant is to get fully vaccinated. Get your vaccine today.
Find out more at kingcounty.gov/vaccine. Did you know?
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.rainieravenue radio.world.
Hello. Welcome to Clean Greens Living, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's your host, Queen Bree and Robyn T. How's it going, Robyn?
I am fabulous on this, once again, rainy afternoon, but hey, it doesn't keep us down too much. Happy to be here with you all today, broadcasting from Seattle, Washington, aka Duwamish territory. Please go to realrentduwamish.org to learn more how you can support that nation. And our theme music is originally created by Cuddy Fresh, aka Carrie Williams. And we have a really sweet special guest today. We've got a lot of cool stuff to talk to you about today. So what do you think we should start with, Queen Bree?
Let's start with, I don't even know, I'm tired. I can't even think. So I guess we can start with why we're so tired and can't even think. So we had our harvest dinner. Yay! Thank you to all who turned out. The official thank yous will be coming later. We're just still trying to get our minds together. It was such a beautiful night. I enjoyed myself, but I haven't slept all week. But thank you all. We've raised more money than we raised over a lot of harvest days. I can't say the official number yet because we're still counting and we're still going. So it's not too late to donate. It's not too late to check out the event. If you missed it, if you go to New Hope Baptist Church's YouTube page, you can go check out the harvest dinner there. We'll be posting it on all social medias. It's never too late to donate. Am I missing something, Robyn? Kicking it back to you.
You're not missing anything, but I did just want to talk about it as well because it was such a special night. The food was fantastic. We had the food outdoors in pretty tents, and it was warm enough. It was the one time it stopped raining this week.
That's what I was gonna say. The rain. Look, I'm a believer, and I was like, Lord, do your thing. And it maybe sprinkled a few times here and there, but it did not do what it has been doing today and before then. So thank you, Lord of all.
Right? There was more magic like that happened throughout the night, not just the fact that there was no rain and everyone was really enjoying themselves. But our guest of honor, okay, everyone was like a guest of honor. Because our farmer Tommy got an award, the Lottie Cross Award. We had so many great presenters, and there we are.
Hey, y'all see us talking to Doug Baldwin?
This was it, Doug Baldwin, and he really brought the magic in a really cool way, bringing it all the way back to Miss Piola Johnson, who is Lottie Cross's sister, a long time Clean Greens and New Hope member. So it was a really special.
It was. I wish I would have sent Daniel. Sorry, I didn't send you the award picture, Daniel. We'll show you guys next week. I think the awards is so cute. So let's bring on our guest because I can't think of anything else other than our guest. We met this beautiful woman at her event, the Love Train Festival. Am I saying it? Community Festival. We met her. We fell in love with her. We had to get to know her. We had to bring on her show. Can you guys all welcome Miss Alesia? Hi.
Hello, Alicia.
We can't hear you. Are you on mute? Oh, you're on mute.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to see you guys again, too. Yeah.
When we met you, we was like, oh, we have to have her on the show. We have to get to know more about what she's doing, in some way connect. So thank you for saying yes to being on our show.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. We got a lot of kind of exciting things going on. I'm just so excited about how so many people are coming and rallying around Women United and our events and programs that we have. So
it's a really beautiful event, and you were just dropping knowledge all day. I was soaking it in. So I was like, the whole world needs to know about you. And any way I can, we're going to get that out there. So can you just tell, for those who do not know who Women's United is, can you tell us about who you are and how long you guys been around?
Yes, I pretty much started Women United back in 1994, and it began as a platform to help women that were going through domestic crisis. Mm-hmm. So that's how I started. I was helping women were just coming across my path, and pretty much single women, and they were having, issues that were going on. Maybe they just moved from a domestic relationship into an apartment, so they didn't have furniture. And, I was pretty much okay. So I would, give my boys beds up and go and take them to those kids were sleeping on the floor, or a husband left his wife right at Christmas Eve and she didn't have anything for the kids or even rent for the next month. So those were just the type of situations that I found myself helping women. And then it kind of, morphed into me getting my two nieces. And I had been fired from my job, and God just opened the door up to give me that time to help my mom, who was going blind in one eye, and she wasn't going to be able to take on any more grandkids, which she raised most of hers. And so the door opened for me to get those kids that was only supposed to be for maybe 3 months, and it ended up turning into about 16 years, almost 17 years. Yeah, so that's how Women United pretty much began, because I got those girls. I didn't have any help with them. There was just no help for an auntie that was raising, her nieces. And so once I did that job, I decided that I'm going to go on vacation and retire and just do my thing. Don't be up there having no plans, because God will change them in a minute. And and so then, right when I knew my granddaughter was coming, that my son and his girlfriend were going to have a baby. And I just saw them for a brief time, and then it came where the baby was going to be born, and he called me and told me to come to the hospital. I couldn't go that night, so I went the following day in the morning. And when I got there, well, I got to tell you what happened before that. I was in the kitchen that night, which I do all the time, and I make myself hot water. I love hot water, and I'm looking out at the sky, and the sky's got these blue-gray clouds in it, and they're just going across so fast. And I write poetry, so I thought in my head, I said, Lord, when the clouds glide across the sky to and fro, where are they going? That was the beginning of a poem. So I went on to bed, and then I get a call that night that my granddaughter was being born, and they were at such and such hospital, and he wanted me to come that night. I don't drive at night, so I came down in the morning. And when I got down in the morning, I went, as soon as I got there, I went in to go see the baby. And then when I came out, my son's first words to me was, "Mom, she has blue-gray eyes." And she had blue-gray eyes. And I went in the room and I put my hand on her head and I just prayed over her and just prayed over her. And, that's all I could do. And then when I left, I went on and went to Las Vegas, and come to find out that they weren't going to release my granddaughter to him. So he called me and asked me if I'd take her. And my response was first no. And then I thought about it not too many minutes later. And I said, well, you took care of your nieces, so this is your granddaughter. You're going to take care of her too. I wasn't asked to do it. I was told to do it. And so that's how that happened. And we went through a battle with the Child Protective Service and all that. And, but like I said, if you just believe in what God has for you and you just follow his plan, you can do it. So there came the Angel of Hope Engagement Center, because that's what I called her, Angel of Hope. And so whatever I was going to do for her, I was going to do for other kids. It wasn't going to be just, it had to be something that would connect other kids, other families to I guess I would say the passion that God has in my heart to do for these families. So there you got is the Women United and the Angel of Hope Engagement Center. And with what Women United does is that we support grandmothers who are raising grandchildren, and we support them in a number of ways. With the grandmothers, how it started was I just know with my mom that she didn't get to do none of the fun things that she could have done if she hadn't had to raise so many grandchildren. So I just remember that. And so I thought, well, you know what? There's some things that I love to do and I'm not able to do when I was raising my nieces. And so I basically took my sewing machine off the shelf, dusted it off, and found out what were there grandmothers out there that knew how to sew or wanted to learn how to sew. And so the city of Seattle asked me to put in for a proposal, and I did, and I called it Threads of Change. And I was the last one to be interviewed, and I was the one that won the award. I touched the hearts of city of Seattle, and they gave me 12 sewing machines and purchased everything I needed to start the Threads of Change class. So I did that, and that's just one of the programs that we have. And those grandmothers that took the class from Threads of Change graduated into Grandma's Hands, where we started making the pajamas for children called I Fly, Inspiration, Faith, and Love for Our Youth. And there's shirts with the Fruits of the Spirits, T-shirts with the Fruits of the Spirits on it that just lets the kids know that they fly with love, strength, faith, hope, courage, all of those things. So as one person is reading another person's T-shirt, they're being fed something good. And so we make the pajamas to go with those. And what we did was we would watch for kinship families that were coming from foster care, or kids that were coming from foster care being placed with relative care. And in my experience, when I got my granddaughter, they didn't bring her with nothing but what she had on: a brown paper bag, a couple of Pampers, her bottle, a little can of formula, nothing. And so my thought was that I will not let any child coming from foster care to relative care have to come like that. So I created the pajama boxes, pajama bags for the children, and they had in them toothbrushes, hair lollipops that look like they're hair bands, but they look like a lollipop, and warm socks, and maybe some type of stuffed animal for the toddlers. What do you call those little wheel cars, Hot Wheel cars for the boys? And they all just had something special. And not only that, it also had their name on it. So it was something that was personalized specially for them. So that was another one of my projects. And we just have our support group, which is the grandmother support group called Pepper Pot Kinship Support Group. And what that is we're grandmothers that, you know, sometimes they just like to sit back and not do nothing, but not my grandmothers. We are Pepper Pot because we add spice to our life. You know, we do things, we get out in the community, we dance, we have saxophone players and backyard socials, and we go places and, you know, limousine rides, whatever I can conjure up, I'm going to do for those grandmothers because they give so much and they get back so little. So, so we got that. And wow, there's just so many different things. I just recently was awarded last year my first large grant from King County. And what they did, which is so amazing, is that they know that I have the threads of change in grandma's hands. So they built me an engagement center in my backyard, which will have its debut on December 18. And it's a 10 by 20. They call it a shed. I call it a house because it's that big. And so with that, we're going to be doing the Winter Wonderland, which is the kinship Christmas celebration. The backyard will be lit up with lights and more lights. And the love train will be filled with gifts. We'll have a special Santa Claus, a very special Santa Claus. And we'll be serving like 3 different soups and sandwiches. And we'll have the soulful sounds of Christmas in the backyard streaming. And the kids, we did a Christmas, we have currently 3 toy drives. One is in Bellevue at the Lincoln Center Square, and the other one is at the Forum House. And then we also have a drop at the Urban League, which is in the central area on 14th. And we have another drop at the King County Fire District 20, which is in Skyway. And then the Seattle Foundation, which is connected with Doug Baldwin, we did a wishing tree. So we were able to connect families to the wishing tree and they could say what they wanted. And then the employees of the Safeway Foundation are purchasing those gifts for the children. We also connected with Maverick Cares, who is going to be supplying Christmas food boxes for all the people that register for the event for Christmas. And it's just huge. I don't even know what to say.
You said a lot. It is huge. I mean, you guys are doing a lot in the community.
Yeah.
Wow. That is beautiful. And then the nice that you can be able to do it from your backyard.
I'm doing it from my backyard. I said, you know, I was going to do an event one time and I was thinking about, oh, you're going to do these events at all these venues. You know what? You need to do it in your backyard. It is a name. It's an Angel of Hope Engagement Center. So let's engage.
Nice.
This is so beautiful. Oh, sorry, Bree.
No, I was just going to do if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Clean Greens live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's your host, Queen Bree and Robyn T, with our special guest, Alicia from Women's United. Go ahead, Robyn. What were you going to say?
Oh, I'm so inspired by you, Alicia. And it was so great to meet you and hear some of what you were doing. And I'm loving that we have this time to get to expand and like really get to know the scope of everything you do with Women United. And you're truly gifted. First of all, you're gifted really on like coming up with cool names for these projects. You're so, you know, solution-based and heart-based. And I know we were also really inspired. I know we definitely want to talk about how people can support and things, but I wanted to bring up something that we were so inspired by when we first met you, and see if you could speak a little more on this and how it kind of leads into your work. And it's one of your quotes, and it is, "Always remember this." You want to finish it for me?
A dream is a wish that the heart makes. Take a pause, and then you believe it. And as long as you do that, whatever it is that's out there for you is coming your way.
That quote that made my whole day. And then just the things that you've been speaking on throughout the sorry, I just got interrupted by a kid. We're in these times where kids are home. No.
The answer is no.
To make an appearance.
Mine is like this.
It's like, but what you've been speaking on has been like the subject of the week this since the harvest dinner, where we're talking about making those plans, and then you can just tell that God is in it, because it just seemed like every time you turned around, you were being inspired to create something and to create this community, like with the grandparents who don't have that support, and then the children who need support come in and do things. And the sewing is straight bomb. I found out you did sew, and I was like, what? I want to learn how to sew. We're not grandmothers, but can we come learn how to sew?
I do. I will be doing sewing classes for whoever wants it, and mainly these young girls. You know, that they took cooking and home economics out of school, and my next goal is to see if we can get it back there. So yes, I in 2022, that will be another one of the things that I'll open up, is sewing for the young girls or whoever wants to learn.
Nice. So when we were at your event, you had someone there, and my question is, who is your inspiration? I can't remember her name. Is it that lady?
It was Cynthia Green.
Yeah.
Cynthia Green Center. And she has been doing kinship support for grandmothers for a long, long time. I remember someone telling me that, you just have two people. You still got kinship support, and it's going to grow. I started out with not very many, and I still don't have very many, but I have the community. I have the kids. I'm a grandmother, auntie to everyone, so I think it's this good. But Miss Cynthia, me and her talk all the time. Anything I do, I run it by her, and she is my inspiration. She is my inspiration, that's all I can say. Her and my mother, because I just looked at what my mother did, and I mean, she was raising grandkids till the day she passed away, and it didn't dawn on me till after I started getting involved with my nieces, that there was a torch that was being passed, and I didn't realize that. And that's why I just said, when I got my granddaughter, I just asked the Lord. I said, okay, Lord, it looks like you're putting this on me again. But if you are, then you're going to have to give me something to go with it. And he certainly did. Everything I could have never wished for. Everything. And he's still doing it. So I'm going to give you guys something to think about. One of my, the young lady from the Safeway Foundation, Sarah, she called me. She was in a meeting, and she called me and said, they got a Christmas tree over here. Do you think you can use it? And I'm like, yeah, I can use it. And so she brought it over, and she also brought this big black box. And I said, well, what is that? And she said, well, those are ornaments. So I didn't never look in the box, not once. These people in Bellevue don't know nothing about me. They don't know nothing about what I'm doing. And so about 4 hours later, I decided to go look in this box. And in this box are bulbs on top of bulbs that are the theme of the Winter Wonderland. They are blue, they're cobalt blue, gray, and silver with blue, cobalt blue ribbons on them. And no one knows that the theme color of the Winter Wonderland is cobalt blue.
Who do know? God.
Oh, yeah, God know. Yeah.
And so, I love how he works like that. Like, can't nobody ever tell me God's not real. And I love when he shows up.
He showed up.
Ways, yeah, like that. It shows up, and he shows all the way out. And I love that about him.
And I was just like, wow. I said, look at this. I said, Nan, I said, you always show up for me. Always, always, always. And whatever it is I want to do, and I don't know how it's going to be done, I just put it right there and said, okay, it's handled. My pastor is always saying, I just love that. God, if it's your will, then it's your bill. And he got all the money or whatever we need right there. And he going to give it to his children, as long as you're doing his work.
And it exudes through you. Like when you meet Alesia. She's just is you can feel the love. You can feel the goodness of God coming out of you. And I'm not just saying this, like literally, I was so happy I met you that day. And you have literally inspired my life and still dropping gems and dropping inspiration, even with just this talk. But I was gonna say, you told us about your event. I want to know how people can support you. Like how can they donate? Do you need volunteers?
I need volunteers, and they can donate on the website, womenunitedseattle.org. And one thing I will say is that there's some changes going on with the website, but all you have to do is go to the menu and go to the event page, follow it all the way down to the end, and you will see the Winter Wonderland, where you can register, you can donate, or you can volunteer. Put your name in for volunteering. That will be changed probably by tomorrow or the next day, because they kind of got it all kind of crazy. I think that the Winter Wonderland should be on top, and it's not there. So I'm getting a hold of my people and getting them to get that all straightened out.
Nice. And so I was on your website last night. Me and Robyn we were in researching you.
Oh,
And on your website there was another event like in a different state. So are you just supporting someone else, or do you do things outside of Washington as well?
no, there was an event in another state on my website.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. It was like a rapper or something.
Oh, no. Okay. No, let me tell you. Well, okay. What was that? That was a rapper that came from Houston, Texas. And we did a concert in my backyard.
Oh, okay.
And we did that for the teenagers. Yeah.
Nice.
The kids, the teenagers. Well, pretty much all the kids and the family. So they all gathered up in the backyard. And what you see, that is my backyard.
Oh, no. You got a nice backyard.
You guys didn't even go back there?
No, we were hosting on the radio. So
Yeah,
I didn't know that was your house there. Where all of that happens. I love that.
Yeah,
Yes,
all
like-
that you see, those pictures are all right here.
Oh,
That
I
is
love it.
beautiful. Me too. Look at that. That's her house. I was all like, wow, she's all over the place. This is nice.
Yeah, no, I set up that for the his name is Saul Paul, and he says, what does he say? We all, it might be on there, but it says we all live in different worlds. Oh, wait, is it there? Anyway, he has a quote where he says, we all live in different worlds and make the change in the world that you live in.
Nice. I love how
I don't
you
think
said,
I'm saying it right, but that's his. And I just thought that was so powerful, is that no matter where you are, make a change where you are, and it will spill over. It'll spill over, it'll spill out, and it will spill up.
And one thing that you mentioned that people don't realize is they always think that it's just me, or it's just me and such, but it's like, in the Bible it says as long as 2 or 3 agree, it's going to happen.
It's going to
You
happen.
don't need a whole army. Like Miss Alesia says, she doesn't have much help. In Clean Greens, me and Robyn have been promoters, advertisement, farmers, director. We've been everything, but it's been working out and everything's been doing. So it's like you said, just make that change in your world and it'll spill out and start there.
It sure
I
will.
love that.
Yeah, it really, really will. And I'm looking at from what was the Love Train and how Rainier Avenue came and broadcasted it. And I went on a fitness class. I joined a fitness class with the University of Washington. And there was a young lady on there. And I started talking. And they wanted to know something about a person. And the lady just came up. She said, I know all about you. I've been following you. I've been seeing this, that, and that about you. And I was like blown away. I said, so people are watching, they're listening, and they're just paying attention. And that's just great, because as long as what I do, I just want to reach those people and know that, whatever, there's something inside of you. And you may have gone through something that was like not good, but that was just a seed for you to water and turn it into something beautiful.
See, I just love you. You just
right there. That's such a beautiful way to end. We're almost out of time, but I love that. If something bad happened to you, it's a seed that you can water and turn it into something beautiful. Thank you so much.
That
You're
is true, because
welcome.
it's like even when she talks about her story, it's a seed that was happening and she was turning it into a good. And that is something beautiful to leave on. And I know if I ask one more question, we'll be here forever, and I don't want to go over like we always do, Daniel. Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you, Miss Alicia. We're definitely sorry, not speaking for Robyn. I'll definitely reach out to your website and see how I can volunteer. Probably won't be able to be there for the event on the 18th, but I can help out any other time. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate what you're doing for this community. And keep in contact with Queen Greens and let us know how we can help you too as well.
Okay, I will. Thank you, ladies.
You're
I
welcome.
honor you. I honor you.
We honor you too. Thanks for joining Clean Greens Living, broadcasting on Rainier Avenue. Up next is Traffic Jam.